rehabilitation, not even taking into consideration that this money and the roads that are supposed to be done are not commensurate. And because of the fact that our wards and roads are the major economy that we depend on, then it is only fair that the county government consider setting aside 3 million Kenya shilling per ward for emergency road rehabilitation. Mr. Speaker, sir, I call upon the member of County Assembly for Waseges to second this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Elijah Mwangi Morage, member for Waseges, and I wish to congratulate Honorable Jane Mayela for a well-thought motion, because this motion will serve as well, particularly members from the rural areas. So, Mr. Speaker, I wish to second. Thank you.
Thank you. The motion is well seconded. Now, before putting or reading the motion, there's some clarifications to be sought from the Honorable Member for Mayela. Is it that the Department of Public Works sets aside 1 million Kenya shillings per ward for emergency road rehabilitation, or is it 3 million?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I think it was a typing error. We had agreed on 3 million.
So the motion is that this House resolves that the county government, through the Department of Infrastructure and Public Works, set aside 3 million Kenya shilling per ward for emergency road rehabilitation. The motion is open for debate. The Deputy Leader of Majority Party.
Asante Bwana Spika, nimesimama kuunga mkono huu mjadala na kusema kwamba ni wazo ambalo ni la muhimu sana katika ward zetu na kuokoa hali ambayo barabara iko kwa wakati huu. Barabara ziko kwa wakati huu. Mr. Speaker, kama hii wazo lingekuja hapo awali, ile hali barabara zetu ziko kwa wakati huu haingekuwa. Kwa hivyo naunga mkono huu mjadala na kusema kwamba hii pesa ambayo tutakazo pewa katika kila ward zitakuja kuokolea sana, hasa wakati wa janga. Kama sasa kuna mvua kubwa, Mr. Speaker, kuna kijiji kinaitwa Ngomongo na kingine kinaitwa Kikope. Pale Ngomongo kuna bawa ambalo limevuja na maji yote yameelekea katika manyumba ya watu. Kama hizi pesa zingelikuwa, tungelijua kwamba hili bawa huwa linavuja na tungelitengeneza hapo awali, tukijitayarisha kwamba iwapo litakuwa limevuja tutakuwa tumeelekeza haya maji, na janga ambalo la wananchi nyumba zao kuadhiriwa na mvua haingekuwepo. Vile vile, kwa maana hizi barabara zetu huwa zinaharibika kila mara kwa sababu ya hali ya anga. Tutakuwa na nafasi nzuri ya kukaa tukirekebisha mahali panapofaa bila kugoja pesa za ward ama kugoja hazina nyingine yoyote. Kwa hivyo hizi pesa zikitengwa hivi kwamba kila ward iko na pesa za emergency, itakuwa imesaidia sana Mr. Speaker. Vile vile kwa sababu kaunti yetu ina mashine chache mno ambazo hazifiki kwa wakati kuweza kuangalia hii kazi ya barabara. Kwa hivyo tukiwa na hizi pesa itatuwezesha pia hata hiring of machinery ili kazi iwe bado inaendelea tukigoja zile pesa ambazo zimetengwa. Asante sana Bwana Spika, naunga mkono.
Asante. The member for Nakuru East.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Let me stand and support this motion. I'll deviate a little bit and say that I support not emergency per se, but enhancement of the so-called Imarisha Barabara program. Mr. Speaker, sir, you understand that in Nakuru County we have a program by the name Imarisha Barabara, but it's so unfortunate that that program has no funding from the executive. I stand here as a member of Roads Committee, and we've had sittings with the executive concerning the road network in Nakuru County. And the last time we were together, they told us their development kitty is to the tune of 24 to 25 million per year. So by that, Honorable Speaker, that is a very small amount of money. So I support this motion by saying that let us have an enhancement of the so-called Imarisha Barabara. And I remember sometimes last year when Honorable Her Excellency, the Governor, was in this Honorable House, she highlighted and said that she has a plan of doing new roads in each and every ward. And if that can be considered, that dream and that vision of our Honorable Her Excellency, the Governor, will be achieved. Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand here representing people of Nakuru East, who from the social media, I gather that they want to go for a strike or maandamano because the roads in my area are pathetic, which I agree, Mr. Speaker. It was just the other day, the President announced himself and said that some monies are lying somewhere which was supposed to come to the counties, and he was asking members of the public to allow him to use the money to do the roads. And I want to use this platform and urge that let that money come to the county government. Going by Schedule 4 of the Constitution, the county roads are devolved, and that is a function of devolved government. If we can have that money, Honorable Speaker, our roads will be better, and our people are going to access markets and schools. And I want to tell my brother from Waseges, it's not only the so-called the rural wards. Even as I come from a peri-urban ward, whereby you find our roads are not in a good condition. So I want to support this motion and say that let us, going forward, as we are embarking on the budget-making process, let's set aside some money to cater for our roads. Because I understand as a politician, these are the things that we are going to sell back to Wanjiku. But failure to do that, a person who fails to plan, plans to fail. And I don't want to be that bracket, Mr. Speaker, so I want to urge this House to pass this motion so that the executive can do that. And as a member of this Honorable House, it is our prerogative and it's our duty to set aside some money for that matter. So I stand to support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The member for Nakuru East. The member for Eburu Baruk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to thank the Honorable Member for Mayela, Honorable Jane, for bringing this motion. I rise to support. Mr. Speaker, I know the motion is touching on a thin line, whether it is it's touching on money or budget or so. But I want to believe that once we agree here as a House, we'll have the money bill that will be coming as the Budget and Appropriations Bill that is going to cater for whatever we agree here as a House. Mr. Speaker, I see the essence of this proposal, especially in making sure that the Department of Infrastructure and Public Works sets aside the money for emergency and rehabilitation. Mr. Speaker, I am in the disaster committee, and today in the morning we were having a meeting. And one of the major challenges we are having is that right now, if I call the CEO for disaster or the CEC for disaster, like as we are speaking, I have 2 disasters in my ward. One is in Kasambara, where we have investors who are making huge hotels there, but they are allowing water to run off to the farmers' farms. The other one is in a place called Jaika, where we have experienced fault lines, and then there is a dam that is about to break, and it is just near a school. But the existing disaster department cannot assist me. They refer me to the Department of Roads and Infrastructure, because they are the ones with the machines and all the other necessary human resource to be able to mitigate or even to be able to respond to the challenge that is on the ground. Mr. Speaker, once it rains, we have issues that arise, like flooding. Other places is we get potholes that come, that form in a road that otherwise is not badly off, other than a few areas where they need spot patching. Mr. Speaker, with this amount of money that is dedicated for a specific ward, and knowing that in my ward, for instance, with the proposal I have 3 million shillings, we'll be able to respond both to emergencies, to disasters, and even to areas where we require just spot patching, but not contractual works for road maintenance. So, Mr. Speaker, as I support, I also wish to draw our attention to the fact that it is this House that does appropriation. And so I'm urging the rest of the members that when we pass this, we ensure that the Budget and Appropriation Committee in the next phase, whether it is during the supplementary budget or during the next budget, but we are out of time. I would propose it to be during the supplementary budget. They put this into consideration, and now that we will have agreed as a House, we will easily support it. So, Mr. Speaker, I support, and I thank the Honorable Member.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Kiptagich.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm hereby ready to support the motion about the roads, especially in our wards. And I want to thank Honorable Member for having a good idea about increasing or enhancing the money that we have been putting, especially in Marisha Barabara, where we have been putting 2 million, so additional of 1 million. Honorable Speaker, our roads are in part state, especially because of the heavy rain, and that money will be helping us in our ward. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. The Chair, Committee on Roads.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. I'm Francis Kuria, MCA from Malewa, and also the Chair Roads, Public Works and Infrastructure. Honorable Speaker, I'm so passionate on roads. So first of all, I would like to congratulate Honorable Jenny Getuko from Aira for coming up with these proposals or this motion so that we can be able to see or have a way on how we are going to improve our road networks across the county, knowing very well, Honorable Speaker, that roads are one of the key important things within our county that make every person within the county or use that makes everyone within the county or it's in use, and I support fully this, but I have one thing I would like honorable members here to note. We have some of wards, Honorable Speaker, that are totally rural wards. We have other wards, Honorable Speaker, that are urban rural wards. And Honorable Speaker, with this kitty, it will be able to make sure that accessing any corner, noting the vastness of our wards, especially those from rural wards, Honorable Speaker. And I take an example, a ward like Eburu Baruk, which has a square kilometer, more than 625, Honorable Speaker. I imagine with little allocation, Honorable Gadanwa or the people from Eburu Baruk got maybe a budget of around between 30 to 34 million. Having a 60-kilometer road, that is a rough road, Honorable Speaker, comparing with the allocation that he gets from the ward kitty. Unless he get a boost from maybe HQ department or HQ fund, Honorable Speaker, with the ward fund, he cannot be able to maintain or to do those roads works. So I'm in totality in support of this. It's only the members here now who will come and lobby, and we have a goodwill from the executive. The road department be added an extra money so that that money now can be able to be allocated each and every ward. Honorable Speaker, I was looking at the budget as of now we are using for infrastructure, and if you allow me with just 2 minutes, Honorable Speaker, I can give just a little breakdown here so that members can know. When we say we lobby, all members help us to lobby from the budget committee for more money on roads department can understand. Honorable Speaker, I was so disappointed this financial year with the withdrawal of finance bill, Honorable Speaker. Most money were reduced from roads department. Honorable Speaker, the department of, we have this program of Imarisha, which is doing very well on those wards that have been attended, Honorable Speaker. We are doing 5 kilometers with an allocation budget of 2 million. But during the contracted way, a contractor is doing 1.5 kilometer with $1 million, Honorable Speaker. But if you see with the program of Imarisha, 5 kilometers with a budget of 2 million, it's giving us a very big mileage. And we are able to open up through the guidance of the honorable members, we are able to open up big networks to our roads. In this financial year, Honorable Speaker, we were able to get 1.8 billion on roads department, which was subdivided or was given 3 vote heads. One, we have 115 million for compensation to employees. We have 169 million for operations and 1.5 million for development expenditures. Honorable Speaker, on top, we had only 28 million 500, which was set aside for maintenance of rural and urban roads. Honorable Speaker, if the budget committee and the honorable members of this honorable house will be able to enhance this kitty on roads department, regardless of whether you come from the urban, rural wards, Honorable Speaker, it will be of great help. I was doing my arithmetics here, additional of 3 million with 55 wards, that's totaling to around 165 million, Honorable Speaker. That's a big money. If the county or the executive will be able to purchase 2 or 3 graders in additional with the one that we are having, Honorable Speaker, it will fast track the work road that is within the county, Honorable Speaker. Every honorable member here is in need of road. So I raised to support this motion, but it must have a goodwill, 1, from the budget committee, 2, from the executive, and the honorable members here come 100% to help us, Robbie, for this enhancement of these works on roads department. I therefore wish to support this motion in totality, Honorable Speaker, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. The leader of minority party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion that has been brought by the member for Maela, the Honorable Jane. And Mr. Speaker, yesterday we had a similar kind of a motion that came to this House. And this is a motion that regards issues to do with money. And Mr. Speaker, I wish to draw your attention, like I said yesterday, to part 49 of the standing orders. This is with regard to motions that regard to money. Mr. Speaker, I have nothing against the motion, but however, it's to bring caution to the members of the Assembly. And you've heard the member for the chairman for roads saying that all these energies will be brought to the executive and to the members of the budget committee. Mr. Speaker, yesterday the motion that was here was brought by the Honorable Adhiai, and he brought a very important motion regarding the making of preschools to be free. And when he said that, he was looking for money. Mr. Speaker, again, now we have a motion today again about roads, 3 million per ward, which is a welcome idea and sounds very good. Tomorrow, another person, another chairman of another committee, agriculture, will come with another motion regarding money. And all these energies are directed to the executive and also directed to the budget committee. Mr. Speaker, if you look at part 49 of the standing orders, part F, Mr. Speaker, this is a motion that has been brought, calls for the commitment of funds from which no provision has been made in the annual estimates as adopted by the Assembly. Mr. Speaker, the standing order goes further to say, if such a motion comes to you, Mr. Speaker, you are at the discretion to decide whether such kind of a motion will be brought to the relevant committee. And this time the relevant committee, Mr. Speaker, is probably the Roads Committee, which is chaired by the Honourable Member for Malewa, or the Budget Committee, or any other committee that, Mr. Speaker, you may deem good to refer such kind of a motion. Mr. Speaker, it is true that our roads, and especially following the heavy rains we had last year, most of our roads, the way they are, Mr. Speaker, they are impassable. And if you listen to the media, every day there is a certain ward, either in our county or in another county, where the members want to plan for a demonstration because of a road. And Mr. Speaker, why I want to back the motion, despite the few facts that I've mentioned, if any member of this assembly, especially those of us from the rural areas, is dreaming or is thinking of coming back, the thing that will bring you out of this assembly is the road. That road that you pass on your way home, and when members come to your ward, whether there is a wedding, whether there is another function in your ward, our residents are always complaining about roads. And therefore, it's a timely motion. But however, Mr. Speaker, the only caution we need to have is how do we drive the agenda motions, especially the ones regarding issues to do with money? Because the president can be sent that every other chairman who stands here, be it be roads, whether it is agriculture, whether it is education, whether it is water, all of them, they'll always tell the chair for roads, chair for budget, who is not in the House, but the vice chair is here, and say, can you allocate more money? Then we need to ask ourselves, where is the money going to come from? And then probably going to the finance committee and tell them, can you now go and source for more funding, go and correct more revenue? And I want to thank the chair who was chairing yesterday, the member of the speaker's panel. He referred that motion that was brought here, although it was passed, he referred it to the education committee. We are not sure when it's going to be passed, but however, that's a challenge that is coming in the House. It's a welcome idea that when we are bringing money bills, we also need to give solutions and say, out of which package are we getting the money? Are we drawing the money from the award kits, because we have the award kit that is there? Are we getting from the voted, from the roads department? Are we getting it from the executive, from the HQ project? So all that has to be defined so that when we pass such kind of a motion, we also come up with a policy that will tell us, for example, we're getting the 3 million for a certain ward. Is it grading? What type of an emergency is there? All that has to be defined so that it is very clear what kind of works we want to do with the money that has been allocated. However, we should support the idea, but Mr. Speaker, now I leave it to you to decide how do we proceed, because it's not a bill per se, but it's a motion that involves issues of money. However, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Leader of Minority Party. The mover. Sorry. Before the Honorable Jane Gituku comes up, Mheshimiwa Lois.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the chance to give my contribution. And as well say to Mheshimiwa Jane from Maera that I'm grateful that she could bring this motion to the floor of the House. I'm also quite passionate about this motion because I had an experience last week, Mr. Speaker, sir. I called my mom and I told her that I needed to visit her over the weekend. And she screamed to my ears and said, please, don't come this weekend. You hold on for a number of days until the rain subside. Because if you try to come here, you're not going to get to this place. You're going to be stuck. And she mentioned a very small section of the road that is impassable. And because my mom's ward neighbors, one of the Mheshimiwas who is in this house ward, I called him and I asked him to assist. Because what got into my mind and what really worried me is because my mother is sickly and I was saying, now what happens if she falls sick? How do I get her from home to take her to hospital? And for that reason, I called the Mheshimiwa who is in the house today. And he told me, we can only help when the money is released. So I can imagine if that money in the emergency kitty was available, I think Mheshimiwa would have done something about it. So the motion should have come even as early as yesterday. It is in good faith. And thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Jane. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. The Honorable Jane Gituku, who is moving the motion.
Mr. Speaker, I agree completely.
You can come in front.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I stand again to say thank you for the members who understands that roads, Mr. Speaker, sir, are not an issue that is very individual. In our budget, if I can remember to answer to our good chairman, roads, we are usually allocated approximately 25 million, which can translate to 450,000 per ward. And whenever we ask for this emergency, we are told that either the machines are broken down or something has happened. And now, when we talk about our ward kitty, I'll just give an example so that people can understand what I'm talking about. My ward covers over 100 kilometers of feeder roads that require rehabilitation now and then. The amount that we get from our ward kitty, we usually allocate 21% of this amount that is allocated. We allocated that 3 million, and we only allocate 21%, which is approximately 7 million. The formula that the roads department, and I want us to now revisit the roads department. They use a formula that we have never understood, that whenever you give them money and they come to your ward for rehabilitation of road or patchwork or spot improvement or even grading, they usually consider that 1 million will go, 1 kilometer will be done with 1.5 million. Members, if you do calculation, for how long are we going to take to get these roads done? We either change our formulas, all agree that we cannot be able to do our roads until the executive comes in. And you see, we have got a lot of development projects, but roads should be given a first priority. This 3 million that comes from the executive will boost what we have in our ward kitty and can also be included in the Imarisha program. The Imarisha program, I am surprised, members, if you remember very well, the department told us that they have hired contractors. They didn't even ask us. They certainly thought and found that the Imarisha will never make any sense. And so they went their way to get contractors. We applauded that. And those people who have now tasted that imarisha of a contractor, you will understand what I'm saying, that the roads were better done. So here we are in a county that has got resources, but the bottom-up agenda, the transformational agenda cannot work if our people cannot connect. If farmers cannot get their food from where they are, we can never have an economy moving without roads. So members, there are things that we can paint. And I also agree with the chair, roads, and also our minority leader, that we need money. We need to say where this kit is coming. But I believe, as much as we have been enhancing bursaries, which we found was touching the lives of our children, our roads are pathetic, and you can never agree more that wherever these funds are coming, let us come together, see what we can reduce there, increase in this Department of Roads. Because without roads, not even a matter of going home, the brilliant minds in this assembly were brought here to look for solutions that are very, very touching to our community. And one of them is roads. I know hospitals, water, and all these departments require money. But for roads members, it has reached a point that we can no longer just sit and watch. We need every other brain to be put together so that we can get this allocation. I'm talking about 3 million. May I also correct that? We had agreed, we amend. So we have amended to 3 million, and I also apologize, it was not a typing error. We agreed we amend to 3 million. Why? Because the amount of money that is required to mobilize overheads for roads department is just too much. Therefore, if you, for example, today, I'm talking to you, in the morning, I bought 100 bags, because tomorrow I'm burying one of my members of the society, and there is no road. So I'm the one who's doing the roads. I'm buying the bags. I'm employing these young men, and I think they are working because it is that dire. They have to work on it. Last week, I did the same. So members, let's agree that we are getting very serious challenges when it comes to road. When you call the CO department, they will tell you the machine is broken down, something is wrong with the machinery. The other day, I called our chair by roads, and he told me, oh, sorry, Mheshimiwa, the machineries now have moved out of my area, and they're in another person's area. So that the CEO told me, unless you talk to that MCA, you can never get those machinery for your emergencies. Mr. Speaker, sir, roads. Without connectivity, we are facing a lot of problems. The Department of Trade have got emergency allocation for markets, just in case of an emergency or a disaster or a catastrophe. The Department for Roads also have got an emergency kitty for lights. If lights today goes off in Nakuru town, there is a kitty that has been kept aside so that these lights are repaired. Why? Because we cannot live in darkness. No matter how much we lack enough resources, we cannot live in darkness. And therefore, I wanted the roads to be put as number 3, because we cannot do without roads. The imarisha we are talking about depends on our ward kitty. You have to allocate some money for this imarisha to keep moving. So it does not operate from executive or from other funding. And this is the same ward fund that is not enough. And the Imarisha department is telling you, what did you put aside for your road in Imarisha program? If you don't have this money, they don't do that Imarisha. And if they do it, they have very little resources. Therefore, when we talk about putting aside this money, it is because even the Department of Roads, as much as they want to serve us with Imarisha, they don't have the resources for that. We have the bursary kitty that has been enhanced and has been allocated to our wards. So whether we are giving funds or we are not, bursaries will continue. Maybe unless right now we have challenges on matters legal. So I am again thanking members and calling on to you kindly to please consider what we are going through. Some of us hardly reach their rural homes, especially when we talk about roads. The other day I visited Kaptembwa, Kapkores. And to me, I've always been thinking that these are superhighway roads. But when I visited there, we had a function at Kapkures, areas of, Kaptembwa. We hardly had any road. And I was thinking that maybe the rural roads are the ones that are worse, but I found that even in the urban area, we also have this challenge. And because we are elected on this strength, and one Mheshimiwa has said that he knows for sure we shall not go home because of water, we shall not go home because of not being able to talk, we shall not go home not because we cannot be able to bring water to people. Roads will make us really go home very quickly. I'm begging this House through you, Mr. Speaker, to allow that this motion be accorded that favor of being considered to be very urgent, very crucial, and very important. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I will now proceed to put it to question. That this House resolves that the county government, through the Department of Infrastructure and Public Works, set aside 3 million Kenya shillings per ward for road rehabilitation. As many who are of that opinion say aye. As many who are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. So on that, take note that the Chairman, Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, together with the committee, you look at these so that now you can see in the areas that the Imarisha Barabara program is working and the areas that you want to enhance. And by the time that we're going to the budget, you have a working document, which is a document that will guide even the budget committee as they prepare, and even this House, for the next financial year. So, Chairman Rhodes, take note of that. The Honourable Member for Nakuru East.
Mr. Speaker, I stand on Standing Order 46. I want to make a general statement. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rise under Standing Order 46 to make a member's general statement. Honorable Speaker, I wish to make a general statement on topic of concern, which is the unfortunate incident that occurred at the Nakuru PGH, where recently we lost Elizabeth Wairimu. First, Mr. Speaker, the death of Elizabeth Wairimu, up to now, there are no clear explanation that has been given to the public and also to the family. Second, Mr. Speaker, the public is asking questions on the position of this Honorable House on the matter. This matter has been prosecuted on the social media, on the mainstream media, and the general public, Mr. Speaker, they are asking where is the County Assembly of Nakuru. And I need to give this statement and to give a chance to members to give their statement on this matter. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, up to now, we have not been told if there are any investigations that are going on. And you know, there is a board that is called Kenya Medical Practitioners Board. They need to come up and do some investigation and give a report on that. Why I'm saying this, so that they can demystify the fact or the argument that is going on that there is a professional negligence, Mr. Speaker. And also, this Honorable House, I welcome you. While we debate this issue, let's have a strong position of this Assembly on how to prevent further occurrences in the future. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, that is my statement.
Thank you, the Honourable Member for Nakuru East. I'm going to allow 2 members on the same, a maximum of 3 minutes each. The member for Menengai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. And I want also to join my colleague, Honorable Ngeru, by saying that this issue of PGH is a thorn in this county. I remember the other, I think 2 months ago, we had the same issue with the management of PGH, whereby we lost a body that was at PGH morgue. And as we are speaking, Mr. Speaker, last week, there was a mother who lost her life. And Mr. Speaker, the public has realized that there is a lot of negligence at PGH. As you are aware, Mr. Speaker, we have professionals who have been employed, who are getting a lot of money as salaries for them to undertake what they are supposed to take. Mr. Speaker, there is a life that has been lost. Mr. Speaker, when we were trying to scrutinize from the members of the public and also from the hospital itself, is that we have, or we realize that that day when that madam or that lady died, there was no standby doctor. We can not say that it's true, Mr. Speaker, but there are allegations that one, there was no standby doctor who could have taken care of that lady. Mr. Speaker, also, we have to realize that PGH has only one ambulance, whereby if at all there is any other emergency that was being undertaken, any other time a life can be lost, just because we don't have any standby ambulance. Mr. Speaker, in the ICU, we only have 5 beds. And as I remember, because I was even in the last regime, when we had the COVID issue, we had so many beds that were working. And to realize that now, with this regime, is that out of the 16, only 5 beds are there in the ICU. Mr. Speaker, this is one of the issues that are making PGH to be one of the hospitals that are really not taking care of the public health. You realize, Mr. Speaker, this is the same county government that finished or did away with War Memorial, having hope that they are going to keep or to make PGH one of the best hospitals. But now, we realize that our members of the public are taking risk when they are going to that hospital. Mr. Speaker, this is the high time that the management of PGH should be held responsible on issues that are occurring in that hospital. Mr. Speaker, in our budget, the bigger percentage goes to health. And we're asking ourselves, why is that the personnel who have been given the opportunity to give the public the best service are not doing so? Mr. Speaker, this is a high time this House makes sure that if at all there is any other occurrence, of such kind, Mr. Speaker, somebody should be held responsible. It's a shame to realize such a big hospital having such issues occurring. So, Mr. Speaker, let the management be held responsible for the case that has happened. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The last member on that, the Honourable Member for Ipuru Baruk.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also rise with the same concern. I'm going to look at it from two sides, Mr. Speaker. One of the side is that as a member of County Assembly, sometimes we are expected to do so much, some things that are even beyond us. Sometimes you can even get blamed for what does not fall into your docket. So I want to work very carefully, not to seem to blame doctors or personnel who might be very innocent in this case. But as we are doing that, Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate that sometime, I am not sure how far ago, we saw a groundbreaking surgery being held in PGH. That was good news. But in the same period, the news that has hit headline with PGH consecutively have not been really good. I think sometime last year, an intern who was in PGH was found killed and in a ditch within the premise. Someone who had passed on, the body was got lost somehow. And now we have another case where a mother has given birth, but unfortunately they will not raise the baby because the mother has passed on. We leave the investigative part and the medical part for the medical practitioners. But as we are doing that, we cannot run away from three things. There is accountability, because those things has happened in the same institution within a very short period of time. Number two, there is the political responsibility. Because, Mr. Speaker, it is us, politicians, that are mandated to oversee the running of that institution. Mr. Speaker, under the political responsibility, we expected to see much more communication rather than just the letter that explained the situation. This is a case that is causing emotions. It's a case that is causing a lot of other questions. I would have rather seen a person explaining the situation, probably flanked by a member of the family, who's a spokesperson of the family, and they address us together. I wished to see the public relations wing of PGH trying to explain this further. You see, when you read it in a written document, you're not able to interact with the emotions. We don't even know whether whoever drafted the letter was remorseful or was empathetic. We need to see the face of the person who's giving us the explanation. We need to hear the words so that even the family will get much more encouraged. I don't think a lot of people have had the privilege of being able to write an explanation on a letter. I'm not faulting the department. That is one way of communication. But I'm only asking, what if we had a more engaging way where we would be able to explain to the public after explaining to the family? Mr. Speaker, even if medically there was nothing that could have been done, because there are those cases, we know that doctors are not the givers of life. There could have not been negligence, there could have been negligence. We do not know. That is a matter of investigation. But after it happened, it left no doubt that there needed to be clear communication. Clear and prompt communication. One, to the family. Number two, since the story broke in the public in a bit of a negative way, we needed at least to reassure the public. Because I want to believe, Mr. Speaker, even today as we are debating here, we have mothers who are expectant, who are in PGH. I'm told that they are sharing beds. So it means it has a high number of people who are there who should not be afraid that they may not get the best service. But the only assurance we can give them, other than taking the appropriate action, is making the necessary communication and making it through the necessary channels. So as we are waiting for the report, the post-mortem report, as we wait for the medical practitioner's report, I don't know whether they have been invited to investigate the case, we expect that as a county that has been given the mandate to run the hospital, we should be getting communication, constant communication, and not just to the public. I wish to see members from the county, at least somewhere, with the bereaved family. That is the way, at least, to show remorse, to show empathy, and to show that there is enough care. I'm not saying that I cannot do that as a member of County Assembly. But, Mr. Speaker, the people who hold much more answers and the people who hold much more responsibility is the county government of Nakuru, the executive wing. And since we have mentioned at least 3 cases that has been very prominent, that has happened within a particular short period for the same institution, we wish now to get a reassurance that this institution is safe. Because, Mr. Speaker, if you are working there, you are killed and thrown in a ditch. If you die and you are preserved there, you get lost. Mr. Speaker, if you go there expectant, you live there dead. We need reassurances. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. That was a general statement from a member. Possibly in the coming week, the Committee on Health will pick up the matter and being able to bring a report to this assembly, a conclusive and a very detailed report to that effect. So for now, we rest the matter at that point. The member for Waseges.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I raise in standing order number 46 on the general statement.
Proceed. I want to believe and hope that this is the last general statement that we are hearing this afternoon. Of course, I haven't received any other notice from other members. So proceed with it.
Thank you.
Maybe to answer on the previous one, maybe he has a different issue.
No, that one, we've closed that. Possibly you can have time on if it's agreeable, maybe from your end.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise standing number 46 on the general statement. Mr. Speaker, we are sad as the people of Waseges because on Thursday last week, we lost a very innocent girl, Wanjiru Nganga, 20 years, who was raped and killed. So, Mr. Speaker, I call upon the Department on Gender and Social Inclusivity to take action, and also the security apparatus to speed up the investigation so that our dear girl can get justice. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So I will allow 2 members to, starting with the Honorable Member for Gilgil, the Deputy Leader of Majority Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine was just to issue a message of heartfelt condolences to the family that lost the lady who just gave birth. And as a house, we mourn with them. and maybe request immediate and fast report on the issue. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The member for Shabab.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is really sad for such an act that was done to the young lady at the far end of Nakuru County in Wasege's ward. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to request maybe the security apparatus of our lovely country to move with speed and start investigating about this issue, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this young girl had even decided to start training as a mechanic. And she was coming from a place of work and going home. And before even she reached her destination, she was ambushed, Mr. Speaker. And actually, Mr. Speaker, from the area chief of that area, there was a Wanyumba Kumi, Mr. Speaker. They should be tasked with the work of trying to get the person who did this to this young lady, Mr. Speaker. It is really sad to lose such a young soul, very energetic, very focused, at this age, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the general statement from the honorable member from Waseges that the people who did this should be apprehended, and the government should use all its machinery to get these people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The member for... We had indicated that we needed, we only had a chance for 2 members.
I think, Mr. Speaker, you can add me as a third person.
Order. Oh, we are closed on that. Maybe from the member from Waseges, you indicated that there are ongoing investigations to that effect. And so, of course, and as an assembly, we know that the issue of security is not devolved. But then what we know is that if there are insecurity instances, then it happens to the people at the county level. And so as much as it's a national function, it affects the people that we represent. And so thank you for bringing up that matter. And that's part of the work that, as honorable members, we are supposed to be doing, or we need to be seen. However much we may not be able to do so much, but then we are expected to say something. So thank you for that. So next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, those are the orders of the evening session.
Honorable members, this house is adjourned to Tuesday next week at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.
Honorable Gadhanu, unajua papa